This commandment, Jesus said, I leave with you, that you love one another. And sometimes you do that by telling somebody. And sometimes you do it by building them a house.
When Millard and Linda Fuller launched the Fuller Center for Housing in 2005, it was not the start of something new. Instead, it was a return to the grassroots Christian principles upon which they had launched the world's affordable housing movement decades earlier. Principles they learned from Christian theologian Clarence Jordan at South Georgia's Cornelia Farm and first put to the test in the African Congo, where the Fuller Center still works today.
When we left Habitat for Humanity in 2005, I was just ready to kind of step back. But Millard said, no, God hasn't told us to quit building houses for low-income people, so we're just going to keep right on. We'll just form another organization. And he was right on it. He and David Snell, right from the very beginning. I was having a pity party, and I thought, well, why do this? I'll just get with the program, you know. And so it turned out to be very worthwhile, because we realized that it was really a blessing that we were able to start over again, so we could get back to the main biblical principles that we had right from the beginning at Koinonia and our work at Habitat in the early years.
When we started the Fuller Center and started building houses, our goal was to stay as true as we could to the foundational principles that I think Millard was inspired with. They're inspired. Things like keeping our Christian identity intact and being very cautious with the use of government funds. And most important, building houses on simple, decent houses, affordable houses, and selling them on terms that people could afford, with no interest charged, no profit made. I think we've done a good job.
The Fuller Center builds and repairs homes in partnership with families in need. Homeowner Partners are extended a hand up instead of a handout as they contribute sweat equity in the building of their homes and pay 0% interest, no profit made mortgages into a fund to help others in their local community have decent homes as well.
I got ownership of my own house, and when I pay the money, it goes to another house to help other people. And I love that part.
Millard's vision years ago, it still holds true. You know, it's the same thing. It's giving a hand up, not a handout. And it's empowering for people. We're turning these people who are beneficiaries of our program, they're turning into donors by making their repayment. It's just a circle that it's amazing to watch.
I'm saying I wasn't going to cry all week. I've been crying for a week already, and it's still going. But it's tears of joy.
Our vision has always been one of partnership. We want to work together with people. We don't want to create a sense of dependency. We're here, we're so wonderful, we gave you all this, thank us very much. No, we want to do something together. So that's why we believe in building homes together physically, the sweat component, but we also try to do it financially. We look for outside donors, of course, to help provide that upfront capital, but then families are repaying it. It helps them feel in control of their own lives. They've done something to improve their life. It's not because they had to wait for us to do it. It's because we did it together.
In 2009, tragedy struck as Millard Fuller passed away unexpectedly at the age of 74. The one-time millionaire who had given up the business of making money for the business of helping God's people have simple, decent places to live was called home, having worked to build a better world right up until the day he died.
Going to church and taking somebody with us, on the one hand, and demonstrating what Christ told us to do, is a very difficult thing to tie together. but Millard Fuller taught me how it could be done. And for that, I am very grateful to him.
I think that he'd be especially proud of the fact that the principles have been upheld and are continue to be followed. I think he'd think that our growth was good.
I can't think of hardly a day goes by where I don't think of something that he said or a way that he approached a problem, because what we're dealing with are some very difficult things. So you need inspiration. You need to look at those who have gone before and those who have helped lead the way, have helped show the way. And so I think in the methods that we use, Millard's vision, philosophy is very much present.
While the Fuller Center has stayed true to its roots, it also has expanded its work with innovative programs, such as the U.S. and Global Builders programs, which send teams of volunteers into communities across the United States and around the world. The Greater Blessing program, which helps homeowners, especially the elderly and disabled, make badly needed repairs to their existing homes. The Millard Fuller Legacy Build, a week-long building blitz to celebrate the life and legacy of Millard Fuller. The Save a House, Make a Home initiative, which takes vacant and abandoned properties and turns them into like-new homes for families in need. And the Fuller Center Bicycle Adventure, which crosses the country raising money for the Fuller Center's work and increasing awareness of the ministry. 10 years since its founding, the Fuller Center has grown by leaps and bounds, but the commitment to those founding principles has never wavered. In fact, that commitment is stronger now than ever.
The Fuller Center for Housing really performs an important function. Everybody wants to have their own little piece of the earth. Everywhere I travel in the world, people aspire to have their own place, their own home. And studies show that families, children who grow up in a home that their parents own, are much more likely to finish school. They have fewer behavioral problems, fewer health problems. It's a very important part of life. You know, the home, the family, we say, is the foundation block of society. Well, the home is where the family lives. So providing that particular piece of the equation is a very important thing. As people learn what we're doing, they like it, and they want to be part of it. And we're reaching a point where we've got enough folks out there who know about us that it's starting to really make a difference.
We have all those basics in place, so it's a no-brainer, really, to think that we're all set to do bigger and greater things over the next 10 years.
You know, in our first 10 years, we're also still just establishing ourselves, building relationships. Houses don't just pop up out of the ground. And the way we work is through developing local community efforts. And that takes time. And so in our first 10 years, we've made incredible strides in that direction. I think over the next 10 years, we're going to be that much closer to beginning to fly.
And I want to tell you that what you are doing here is fulfilling the Great Commission. Because we can't baptize folks until we tell them what we're up to. And when we tell them what we're up to, they don't often listen. But when we show them what we're up to, we send a message. And every house that we build is a sermon of God's love. Every house that we build is a sermon about the gospel.